You've been invisible. You've let the world walk all over you. You've let people ignore you, dismiss you, and pretend you don't exist. You've let them do it because you've allowed it. They don't care about your excuses. They don't care about your failures. They don't care about your comfort zone. You think they do? You think they'll save you? Think again. They don't owe you a thing. They won't lift a finger to pull you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. This is war. The war you've been losing. And why? Because you've been fighting it with one arm tied behind your back. You've been soft. You've been weak. You've been playing it safe while the world continues to tear you down. They don't fear you. They don't even notice you. But that's on you, not them. It's your fault. You've let it happen. You've allowed your own weakness to silence your voice. Now you want to blame them. No, you want to blame your circumstances. No, this is on you. Let me make it clear, the world doesn't owe you a thing. You think you deserve respect? You think you deserve recognition? Prove it. Do something. Make them remember you. You're a ghost to them right now, fading in and out of existence, barely a thought in their mind. But soon they won't be able to ignore you. They won't be able to forget you. They will fear you. You want to make your mark. You want to leave a legacy. It's time to rise. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to hold your hand. You have to burn away all that weakness, all that fear, all that doubt. You've been a ghost, but now you become the storm. You become the fire that consumes everything in its path. You rise. They'll know your name. You'll haunt their every thought, and they won't be able to stop you. It's time to wake up. It's time to fight, or stay invisible. But make no mistake, if you choose to stay weak, you will be forgotten. You will remain a ghost. And that's the truth you can't run from anymore. You think you've got time. You think this moment doesn't matter? Well, here's the cold, unforgiving truth: you're weak. Not them. Not the world. You'd be lying to yourself, making excuses, pretending that the way things are right now is someone else's fault. But that's a lie. The truth is, you've been soft. You've been scared. You've been letting fear control you, stopping you from doing what's necessary. And you've gotten comfortable in your weakness. You've justified it. You've made peace with it. You've been saying things like, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired. It's not that bad." But you know what? That's exactly why they're ignoring you. Because you've been weak. You've been hiding behind your excuses, trying to make yourself feel better. And it's worked. For a while. But deep down, you know the truth. You know what you've been running from. You've been running from the hard work, from the pain, from the grind. You've been afraid to fail. You've been afraid to suffer. You've been afraid to do what it takes to become who you're supposed to be. And all of that fear, it's kept you trapped. It's kept you in the shadows. But guess what? No one cares about your fear. No one cares about your comfort zone. They're moving on. They're out there, taking what's theirs. Meanwhile, you've been sitting there waiting for someone to come along and give you permission to succeed. No one's going to give it to you. They don't care about your struggles. They don't care about how hard it's been. They care about what you do. And right now, you've been weak. You've been afraid. And that's why no one respects you. That's why no one takes you seriously. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're a victim of your own decisions. And that's the hardest pill to swallow. You've been holding yourself back. You've been the one standing in your own way. You've been afraid of the fight. But now you have no choice. The fight is here. And it's time for you to wake up. It's time for you to stop playing the victim. You want respect. You want to be remembered. You need to earn it. You need to do the work. You need to face the pain. You need to become someone who cannot be ignored. The world is moving, and it's time for you to catch up. Step up or stay where you are. The choice is yours. But don't sit there and pretend it's not on you. Because it is. This is it. The moment you stop hiding from the truth, look at yourself. Really look at yourself. Can you say you've done everything possible to reach your potential? Have you given everything? Have you pushed through the pain, through the doubt, through the struggle? Or have you been too busy making excuses, too comfortable in your own self-pity? It's time to break that comfort. It's time to face the ugly truth. You've been your own worst enemy. You've allowed weakness to fester inside of you, and it's been holding you back from the greatness you've been pretending you want. But deep down, you know the truth. You've been afraid. You've been afraid to fail, afraid to push yourself to the edge, afraid of the suffering that comes with true progress. But here's the thing, you've already suffered. Every day you've been weak. You've been suffering, just not the way you should be. Every day you let yourself off the hook. You let another opportunity slip by. You let another day pass without doing what's required. And that's been the real pain. That's been the real suffering, the pain of wasted potential. The suffering of being stuck, of knowing that you're capable of so much more but refusing to do the work. Well, it ends now. Today. Because you have a choice. You can keep letting fear run your life, or you can face it head on. You can take responsibility for every moment you've wasted, every second you've allowed to slip through your fingers. And from this moment forward, you can own your decisions, your actions, your destiny. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming your past. No one cares about your reasons for not making it. They only care about results. You are the problem. And that's the hardest thing you'll ever admit. But it's also the most freeing thing. Because once you admit it, once you accept that it's you who's been holding yourself back, that's when the change begins. That's when you stop being a victim and start becoming a warrior. You can't sit on the sidelines anymore. You can't wait for someone to rescue you. You have to rescue yourself. You've been living in fear, but fear is the enemy of progress. You have to crush it. You have to take control. Because if you don't, you'll stay stuck in the same cycle, the same miserable existence forever. And that's a fate worse than failure. So you stand up, face your weaknesses, and refuse to be the person you've been. It's time to fight. The battle is now, and it starts with you. You've heard the words before, stay strong, push through. But now it's time to get real. No more pretending, no more hoping, no more empty motivational quotes. The truth is brutal, but it's the only way forward. If you don't push yourself to the edge, you will never know what you're truly capable of. You will stay in the same cycle, stuck in a prison of your own making. Every time you pull back, every time you take the easy road, you cement yourself deeper into the chains that hold you. But here's the thing, they're not real chains. They're made of your fear, your comfort, your excuses. And the only way to break them is to stand up and fight. Do you want to know what true strength is? It's not about flexing your muscles or pretending to be tough. Strength is a mindset. It's the willingness to do what others won't, to sacrifice what others can't, to go through the pain that others avoid. Strength is doing what you know is right, even when your body screams at you to stop, when your mind tells you that it's too hard, when every ounce of your being begs you to quit. True strength is the ability to keep going when there's nothing left but willpower. That's where you need to be. That's the level you need to reach. You're not here for comfort. You're not here to stay small. You're here to break through, to rise above, to crush the weak version of yourself. You can't keep hiding behind your excuses. You can't keep telling yourself that tomorrow will be better. It won't. It never will. Tomorrow's just another day of the same, unless you change. Change starts now, right here, right this second. Stop pretending like you have time to waste. You don't. Your dreams won't wait for you. Your potential won't wait for you. It's time to stop hoping for a better future and start creating it. The choice is yours. Stay stuck in your misery, or fight through every barrier, every obstacle, every fear, and claim what's yours. This is where the real work begins. The moment you stop being the victim of your circumstances, the moment you stop blaming everything around you, that's the moment the real transformation happens. You have the power to destroy the limitations you've placed on yourself. You have the strength to conquer the fears that have paralyzed you, but you can't do it from the sidelines. You have to step into the arena. You have to be willing to suffer. And in that suffering you will rise. There's no turning back now. The warrior inside of you is waking up. This is your turning point. Embrace the fight. Step into the pain, because this is where you become unstoppable. Now you understand the truth. The battle isn't outside of you, it's inside. The enemy isn't the world, the people around you, or your circumstances. The enemy is you. It's your fear. It's your hesitation. It's your weakness that's been controlling you all this time. But now you see it. Now you recognize the real war that's been raging in the shadows of your mind. And you know what? It's time to annihilate it. Every second you waste doubting yourself, every moment you spend playing it safe, you're allowing your potential to slip away piece by piece. You're standing in the way of your own greatness. But now you're no longer that person. You've seen the truth. You've faced the pain. And now it's time to transform all that frustration, all that anger, all that regret into something unstoppable. You don't wait for permission. You don't beg for approval. You don't hope for success. You demand it. You make it happen. You become the storm. You become the fire that forges your future. You don't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. You create it. The excuses end here. You faced your weaknesses head on. Now, you take every ounce of that fire and you turn it into raw, unrelenting action. Every fear you've held on to, every doubt you've let consume you, it's time to destroy them. Burn them away. There's no place for them in your new reality. You are the weapon. You are the one in control. And you're not stopping until you've become everything you were meant to be. You've crossed the line. There's no going back. You've stepped into the arena and you're ready to fight with everything you have. The world has no choice but to recognize you now. The moment you commit to this path, the moment you stop looking for shortcuts and excuses, that's when you transform from a victim into a force of nature. You're no longer afraid of failure. You welcome it, because with every failure you grow stronger. With every challenge you become harder to break. And nothing is going to stop you now. You've unlocked the power within you. Now it's time to unleash it. The world can either get out of your way or watch you tear through every obstacle standing between you and your destiny. But one thing's for sure, you are no longer a ghost. You are a force. And they will know your name. There's no more time for hesitation. The moment of truth has arrived. You've reached the point of no return. All those dreams, all those ambitions you've kept buried are screaming for release. The question now isn't if you will rise, it's how far you're willing to push. You've stood at the edge of your own weakness, peering into the abyss of your doubts, your failures, your fears. And now you've made the choice. You've decided that the only way forward is through the fire, through the storm. No one can hold you back. You're done being the person who waits for opportunities. You're done being the person who hesitates when the pressure mounts. This is the moment where warriors are made. You will rise or you will fall. And if you fall, you'll get back up again. You'll drag yourself through the mud, through the pain, through the suffering, because that's the only way you'll ever become truly great. You will make them regret ever underestimating you. You will make them remember your name long after you've shattered every barrier standing in your way. But the truth is, this isn't about them. This is about you. This is about you deciding that you are no longer going to be the person who hides behind excuses. You are done with fear, done with hesitation, done with self-doubt. There is no victim here, no sob story, no more waiting for the stars to align. You are the storm now. You are the weapon, and you're about to turn that power into unstoppable momentum. Nothing will slow you down. No obstacle will be too great. No setback will define you. This is where you forge your legacy, not with soft promises or gentle efforts, not with half measures or excuses. You will forge it through the flames. You will crush every ounce of weakness, every whisper of fear, until the only thing left is your raw, unrelenting force. And when you come out on the other side, they will know exactly who you are. They will remember you not because you asked for respect, but because you earned it. You fought for it. You fought through every moment that tried to break you. And now, you will make them fear you. This is your path, and no one can take it from you. It's your time to rise. There is no comfort waiting for you, no safe space to retreat to. There is only the relentless grind, the battle that never ends, the fight for your future, your soul. You're at a crossroads now, and there are only two options: rise or stay weak. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your reasons for quitting, or your desire to give up when things get tough. It doesn't care about your brokenness, your scars, or your struggles. The world will keep moving, and if you aren't willing to fight for your place in it, you will be forgotten. This is where you make your choice. You can stay in your misery. You can stay hidden, waiting for someone to pull you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. You can keep lying to yourself, telling yourself that tomorrow will be the day, that one day things will magically change, that your dreams will come true without putting in the work. But deep down, you know that's a lie. You've known it all along. And that's the truth that's been killing you inside. Every second you waste, every time you take the easy way out, you're digging your own grave. No one's going to save you. No one's going to fight your battles for you. You are the only one who can do it. So make the decision now. Step up or stay down. It's that simple. If you're ready to become something greater, to become the person who walks into any room and commands respect, you have to earn it. You have to give everything you've got. No more holding back. No more excuses. No more waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is right now. The only way out of your self-imposed prison is to burn it to the ground. You have the power. You have the strength. You just have to unleash it. The question remains, will you rise? Will you look at the world, your fear, and say, I will not be weak? Because if you do, if you fight for your future with everything you've got, nothing will stop you. The choice is yours, but make no mistake, the decision you make now will define the rest of your life. So stand up, face the fight, and embrace the challenge. The world will either remember you as a ghost who passed through, or it will remember you as a warrior who carved a path of destruction through anything that stood in their way. This is your final call. Rise or be left behind. The time to choose is now.